Today I'm going to restock my soap vending machine and see how much money it made in the past 10 days. But first I'm going to swap out one of my worst selling products with a product that I've been wanting to try for a while. Laundry Pods by Pod Boss. First things first, I got to replace the decal on the machine, which is super easy. I just got to remove this screw and then insert the Pod Boss decal, which only takes about 5 minutes. Once it's in, I just put the screw back in and we're good to go. Clorox 2 is by far one of my worst sellers. The only thing that sells worse is all free and clear, but I like to keep it in stock for people with sensitive skin and eczema. All of my other single serving detergents are powder, so I think it's going to work out pretty well. I buy most of my products for 50 to 60 cents each and sell them for $1.25. Bounce dryer sheets and laundry bags are by far one of my best sellers. People can't get enough of them. OxiClean is hit and miss. Sometimes it does really well and then sometimes it doesn't sell at all. Down is the same way. Ain always does pretty well, but I think it's because I only really offered 2 regular soap options. Now that I'm offering the laundry pods, I think I might give it a run for its money. Tide, on the other hand, is my overwhelming bestseller. I don't think that's going to change. It sells so well that I had to give it an extra column. And then last but not least, I removed the Clorox 2 label and replaced it with a washer pods label. So here we have the machine fully stocked. Let's go underneath and see how much money it made. And it doesn't look too bad for 10 days. This one machine won't make you rich, but for an hour's worth of work per month, the money's pretty good. Let's count it up and see how much it came out to. To count the quarters, I weigh them. It comes out to $20 per pound. So here's how much money it made in the past 10 days. Let me know if you have any questions. Will my laundromat be a slave to the quarters? I finally upgraded all of my machines to accept mobile payment with PayRange. So now if you don't have cash on you, or you just don't want to deal with all the quarters, you don't have to. All you have to do is download the PayRange app and add a payment method. And that's it. Of course, if you still want to use quarters, you can. I didn't want to take that option away. But for my customers that don't want to use quarters, all they have to do is download the PayRange app, add a payment method, and then scan the QR code on the machine. It'll automatically open the app and take you to the machine that you want to use. And then once you're there, all you have to do is slide to pay. And that's it. It automatically pays the machine for you, so all that's left for you to do is make a selection on the machine. Immediately after you send the payment, you'll start to see that the machine will start counting down as if you're putting the quarters in yourself. And then when it hits 0, you're good to go. Just make the selection and press start. As soon as the machine starts, the PayRange app will start a timer and send a push notification to my customer whenever their load is ready. I'm hoping that by using PayRange, I can increase the gross revenue for the self-serve side of my laundromat by around 20% in the first year. The best part is not only do I now accept debit and credit, but I also accept Apple Pay, Google Pay, direct bank transfers, and crypto. So if you've got some Bitcoin that you're trying to unload, come do some laundry. If you don't want to scan the QR code, you don't have to. Just open the PayRange app and it'll automatically populate with all the machines in the area. I even have my Pepsi machine on there. I would say one of the best parts about PayRange, other than the low price, is how easy it was to install. Their customer service team is top notch and literally walked me through the whole process from start to finish. I'll be posting a few videos showing how easy the installation was, but if anyone has any questions, just let me know. Here are a few more things I did to my laundromat that I think really helped out. When I bought the place, it didn't have much on the windows and the sign was super outdated. So I got a brand new sign and perforated vinyls on the windows so we can still look out. Everything in the seating area is brand new except for the chairs. When I bought the place, I immediately put big screen TVs all around the laundromat. It's super cheap and I think the customers really like it. The stone veneer paneling was about $3,000 for the whole wall. Super expensive, but I love the way it looks. I just recently retooled and got some brand new Speed Queen Quantum Touch machines. I got a total of 32 washers and 24 dryers. After freight, installation, and taxes, I paid a total of about $420,000. The tax alone was about $32,000. I know it's expensive, but overall I'm super happy with the purchase. Before the retool, I'd be lucky to get $12,000 in gross revenue from the self-serve side of things. Post retool, I haven't had a month below $14,000. In the first month, revenue jumped from $12,000 to $14,300. Second month, we were closer to $15,000. On the third month, we broke $15,000. On month 4, we hit $15,600. And then on month 5, which is August, we had our best month yet. We brought in $16,694 in self-serve revenue, and I couldn't be more excited. Mobile payments are also up to 31% of total self-serve revenue, which is fantastic because it means less quarters for me to deal with. It's also important to note that this is all being done during the summertime when it's supposed to be slow. On average, our revenue usually goes up 20 to 30% during the winter time, so I'm hoping that happens this year and puts us over 20K. If that happens, then the increased revenue from the retool will cover the entire monthly cost of the new machines. Soon after my retool, I got a new change machine as well. The other one worked, but started to break down often. Here's what it looks like inside. We have 2 bill acceptors and 4 hoppers. I bought hopper extenders for each hopper. They used to only come up to about right here. So now instead of having to check on the machine all the time, I can let it go for a while if need be. Alongside the hopper extenders, I also got these high capacity bill stackers. They can hold up to 1,000 bills at once. They're amazing. Here's what the original one looks like. This little guy would get filled up within 5 or 6 days. Now, if I wanted to, I could wait up until 2 weeks. I added this little sink at the back of the laundromat and my customers really like it. I also think it looks really nice. I really like the black and white aesthetic. I also added a little free library donated by a local organization. They even swing by from time to time and refill it whenever it starts to get low. The kids really love it, and so do a lot of the adults. One of the biggest things I did by far is increase my Google reviews. We now have almost 1,400 reviews on Google with a 4.9 star rating. I think having good reviews is one of the most important things you can do to increase your business. For example, this is what it looks like when people search for a laundromat in my area. My competitors have a decent amount of reviews, and their star rating is pretty good too. But once you stack my listing up against theirs, the choice is clear. 9 times out of 10, if you're a new customer to all laundromats, you're going to choose mine. Let me know if you guys agree with this. And as always, if you guys have any questions or constructive criticism for me, please let me know. I've owned this laundromat for about 3.5 years. Here's what I did to it after buying it to increase revenue. The first thing I did was build this wall to enclose the office space, and then I added a Ring doorbell and a speaker for automatic alerts. I also got a new change machine because my other one was getting really old, and if the quarters go down, I'm in trouble. I put up a bunch of these LED looking neon lights that I think look really nice. I replaced all the ceiling tiles, fans, flooring, and put some stone veneer paneling on this far wall. Just recently, I added a bunch of these shelves and started a little free library, and my customers love it. I currently only have about 200 books, but I can fit about 500 or 600 more. I'm super excited to see how it's going to look when they're all filled up. And then here I installed a little TV and connected it to a retro gaming system. It's got a ton of games on it like Super Mario Bros. And Pac-Man. My customers play it all the time. Over here we used to have a bunch of arcade games, but they didn't make any money and took up a bunch of space. So I took them out and built these storage closets. The laundromat also has a wash and fold service, so we use it to store a bunch of orders that still need to be processed and stuff that's completed. And then this closet is where we store most of our chemicals. I wish we had more space, but we're only a 1,500 square foot laundromat, so I've got to work with what I've got. That means putting storage anywhere and everywhere, like under the folding tables. This was probably one of the best ideas I've had. We turned a bunch of dead space into a ton of storage, and it really helps out. Much like the closets, we use this space mostly for wash and fold orders. But one of the biggest things I did to increase revenue by far was get brand new Speed Queen machines. Within 8 months of installing the new machines, revenue has increased by over 50%. Before the install, we'd be lucky to hit $12,000 in revenue, and on the first month, we broke $14,000. Second month, $14,900. Third month, $15,300. Month 4, we hit $15,600, and then month 5, it skyrocketed to $16,700. On number 6, we finally broke $17,000. Number 7, we did $16,400, and then on month 8, which was November, we hit an all-time high of $18,600. That means we went from $12,000 to over $18,000 per month in gross revenue in just 8 months. And I did this all without raising my prices for the washers at all. What I love about these machines is that my normal price doesn't have to go up for me to make more money. The touchscreen offers so many opportunities for the customer to upcharge themselves without me forcing it on them. For example, if they choose the deep clean, it's an extra $2. And then on the next page, there's a bunch of additional options that people can select that also increases the price. What I love about this is that I'm not forcing the price increase on my customers. I'm just offering it and they're selecting it themselves. For example, this wash just went from $9 to $12.75 just on upgrades. But it's not mandatory, so if my customer's on a budget or if they just don't want to spend the extra money, they don't have to. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I used to work for a dealership, and one thing I learned was never buy a vehicle from a dealership. But if you have to, make sure that you are already pre-approved. This way, you know exactly how much you can spend, and you don't have to haggle over your APR. Dealerships will literally get you approved for a low APR and then bring you a higher APR for you to sign. They then pocket the difference. They do the exact same thing with extended warranties. You can get the exact same extended warranty that they're offering you for half the price after the fact through your lender. Same thing with gap insurance. Just call your insurance company and they'll be happy to give you a good rate. Last but not least, never pay sticker price and haggle like you've never haggled before, my friends. Good luck, guys. Hey guys, let's see how much my laundromat made in 6 days. I've been out of town for about 12 days now, so I convinced my manager to take a video of the coin collection. When I first bought the laundromat, taking a vacation would have been impossible because I was doing a lot of the work myself. But thankfully, I've now scaled the laundromat to the point to where I can take as many vacations as I want. I do still call and check in and make sure that everything's working properly, but I don't really have to do any work while I'm gone. I would say the key factor to this is having a competent, trustworthy manager. Once we're done collecting the quarters, we weigh them. It comes out to $20 per pound, minus the weight of the bucket. And then it's time to collect the cash. It's definitely the most satisfying part of the job. My manager can handle every aspect of the job short of fixing the machines. Look at all that cash. Beautiful. There are a few simple machine fixes that she's able to do, like clearing the coin jams, but for the most part, the big fixes are left to me. It looks like we have a ton of cash on this collection, which is great. I don't count the cash towards my gross revenue because people just use it to get quarters, and the quarters are the actual revenue of the laundromat. Sometimes people come in with their own quarters, and then other times people just don't use all the quarters that they get from the change machine. Once we're done collecting the cash, we count it. No need to sort it anymore because we got this new bill counter. Thank God. And then here's how much my laundromat made in 6 days. Here's how you can start a vending machine business for less than $1,000. First things first, you need to find a location. Call every business in your city and ask them if you can place your machine in their location. Be a salesman. Try to get it for free. Sell them on the fact that you're providing a service for their employees and their guests, and that your prices are reasonable. A lot of owners just don't want to deal with the headache of restocking the machine. If you can't get it for free, then don't ever pay more than 15% of your gross revenue. Once you've found a location, then the hard part's over. Now it's just time to go get a machine. You can get a used machine from OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace for $700 to $800. Never buy a machine that's not operational in any way. Last but not least, you need to get product. I usually go to Costco and Smart & Final. Depending on what you buy, a full restock will usually cost around $200 to $250. Good luck!